Good morning. I am higher vibrations, and so are you. And happy Friday the 13th. And for those of you joining us from the
Mhm.
Southern Hemisphere, happy Day of Love. Day of Love is a really beautiful energy day that has often been assigned to other things that I feel like are, just hinting at it. You know what else is today is, or tomorrow? Yeah, the calendar tells us holidays every time they're coming, and tomorrow is International ET Awareness Day on the Day of Love. So I think it's super fascinating and awesome that we're joining or we're having this great conversation on this day. I have Kaz Kelly here. Kaz Kelly is amazing. She does all kinds of different modalities. Um, it's amazing I can even get her on the screen because someone who's so gifted and
Oh,
actively and like really motivated to be active in the community and the world around her, to get her to have time to talk to me feels so humbling. So I just want to say thank you so much for
oh,
making the time
that's
to come
so
today.
so lovely to hear, and yeah, thank you. I feel the same about you, though.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, it's lovely. It's lovely to be together again with the crazy dog that you might see popping
I
up
love.
every now and again. He's
What's
deciding
your
to have
dog's
a.
name?
He's called Loki, dog of
Ooh.
mischief.
I love this.
Yeah,
That's
and
awesome.
he's 18-month old husky, husky Malmö cross. So he's quite big, but he's still got those puppy tendencies, and
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
likes to
awesome.
be. He's just going nuts behind me. He's feeling the love.
Yeah, and is it a day of love or what? Or time of love,
Yeah,
right?
such a time of love,
Yeah,
self-love as much as anything else.
yeah, yeah. And
Yeah,
awareness of that love is all that's needed to receive it, you
yeah,
know?
absolutely, absolutely.
And
Yeah.
you know,
So
you have this way about you that you bring joy. You just bring love. Like I've always feel so much Faye kind of energy whenever I connect with you, and
oh,
that's really beautiful. And I wanted to comment on that, saying that I feel like on occasion um, we get to connect with somebody who brings forward these specific gifts in a time of their life where they just received it. What I'm trying to say is, let me say it this way. Um, a lot of people are connecting in the energies that you are. And I wonder if you can kind of give a little bit of a background of most people don't see that we came from a dense place first and that this is something that you can
mm,
achieve through just a
yeah,
series of real basic habits
yeah,
and modalities.
yeah, yeah. Well, do you know that's been? I actually made some notes. I saw you guys chat in one of the chats. I've seen being able to dip in and out depending on what times they are.
Right.
Because obviously being in the UK, it's just catching it around everything else sometimes. And I saw you with Yolanda and Guardian
Yeah,
the
that
other
was fun.
day, and was making some note. I ended up making some notes because I was like, oh my gosh, yeah, that's happened and that's happened. And
Cool.
I feel like just lately, like I've always referred to my life as feeling like I've been in training, and I've
Mm,
sort of always felt like that with various, um, yeah, just various things that have gone on in my life, to a point where there was one point I was like, I literally feel like I'm living in my own soap opera, because it just seemed to be like challenging, like different things happening. It was like, and is this what life is? But I always felt like there was more. And then this even the week this week, it's like you said about coming from darkness. I feel like, and you touched on this the other day. We've had to go there and be there to come into this time that we're in now. This
yeah.
winding up of the
Yeah.
nine cycle, and these whatever years. It's we've had to experience all of those things to get to the point where we're the ones that are sort of the leaders, if you like, to be able to understand, with whether it's with different modalities or downloads or upgrades or whatever it is, to know how to transmute that dense energy. You can't, and be the light in the darker places. So
Yeah.
like you said about being in the community, it's all, I feel like my experiences, it's almost like sometimes I'm like, even to where I've been drawn to live,
Mm.
or ended up living is like to be the beacon, to be the
Yeah.
lighthouse where there's darkness,
Yeah.
and be in it but not be of it. And
Yeah.
that's been one of the most challenging things, is because there's many a time, like you say, when the challenges have come, and they've been, now I've learned to see the opportunity in the trigger. And this week there's been a big anger button, I've noticed.
Mm.
There's lots of chaos out there, but
Yeah.
also I've noticed within myself, I'm not around a lot of people. I do work in the community, but I go and I do my thing and then I come home.
Right.
And I haven't got a lot of people close to me in my life right now. So who else is going to trigger anything that is left that needs to go from me, but
Yeah.
some random person or somebody that I perhaps don't know so well?
Yeah.
And I definitely this week had my anger button pushed.
Yeah.
I had a little bit of repressed anger there, Mila, that needed to be exposed. She went there.
She went there. She did not.
She did. She went.
Right? I
And
always
I went
liked that
there.
defamation.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I think that's the key, has been starting to see the opportunity in the triggers, in the dark, and thinking, okay, I'm in this space. What's either being reflected for me, or what have I come to learn that I can do to transmute the energy of that and bring it back to love, bring it back to the heart space, bring it back to being the human being.
Yeah. And then you kind of
Maybe.
circle it's back to what it's like to allow yourself to see this from a different perspective, that we, instead of having humans having spiritual experiences, we're spirits having human ones.
Mm-hmm.
And that's
Yeah.
the gift. I actually had
Yeah.
that channel through me last night when I was doing the guided meditation. All my meditations are
Oh,
channeled,
yeah.
so
Yeah. Beautiful.
there was like 17 different messages that came in that meditation. It was really interesting because, like, my channel,
Yeah.
it feels like someone sits in my lap and kind of talks through me. And it was like I
Yeah.
could hear all these different voices. It was really weird and cool though. But
Yeah.
they were really focusing on that
Yeah. Yeah.
rejoicing of self and realizing that we are drawing energy from a straw, and that straw is an energy line from me to someone else, and the someone else is also me. And we're both sucking on that straw, that we're pulling the wrong part. The part that will serve them is not serving us, but we're holding on to that, and vice versa. So release it and receive. Be accepting of receiving from every direction. Then the love is settled inside.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what they're
Yeah.
talking about. It's like, receive the love juice, because we're not there. We just went through a big timeline jump.
Yeah.
And they called what we did last night, they called it stepping into today. Like we were joining, we're finally here. All the original timeline, I think, is what they called it. And now I think of it. So
Yeah. Yeah.
really
Beautiful.
cool.
And just tying into that as well is because this came to my mind earlier. And again, so I find a lot of things come to me or through me in metaphors. So or music. I work with music a lot because I dance every day. But anyway, earlier I've got this game, the game Solitaire. Have you ever seen
Yeah.
it? It's like the round disc with the marbles.
Yeah.
So that you move you move the marbles until you've got one solitary marble in the center.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah. So I knew of it from being a child because my mom used to take me to this lady's house. Now, she wasn't a family member, but she was this older generation lady, definitely older than my mum, almost like a grandmother type of, or an aunt. And she had this solitaire and she would be playing it. I was fascinated. So I used to play it. So I ended up getting one. And when we were in the lockdowns and everything, I had this on the side, and my kids, all of us would have a go, you know, and everyone would play this game. But I rediscovered it, so I've just got it on my dining table downstairs, and I was having a little play of it earlier. But one, it's really good meditative, so you're just there and you're in the moment, you're just very present with that. And then, sorry, I got distracted then because I saw the comment flash up. Yes. So it's okay. So as I was doing the playing the game, I'm there thinking to myself, wow, this is it, right? So I did it several times. Now I've done this before, and I've got the solitaire and the marble in the middle. I've done it before, so I know that I can do it. I've just forgotten how, and I've forgotten the pattern of how to do it. And there's several different ways that you can do it. But I've forgotten. And then it was as I'm doing this game, and I'm like, but I did it again, and I did it again, and I did it again. And I'm like, this is it. This is the game. Right. This is the opportunity to either choose again, try again, see the opportunity to do it again. And we've forgotten how we did it last time. So we need to just keep trying again. And I was calm. I wasn't, I wasn't in a wounded place. I was just going, oh, okay. And you have that, oh, darn it moment. Yeah. But then it's just, and do it again. And I was enjoying doing it again and doing it again and doing it again. But quite often, in our daily life, you're like, for goodness sake, are we not over this yet?
Right. Yeah.
Have we not learned the lesson yet? Have we not done this cycle enough times to, or whatever it is, to be able to step off the hamster wheel or whatever? But, in the game, it's like if we're watching a movie, you appreciate every actor for the role that they play within the movie. And as the observer, you're watching the movie and enjoying every moment of it, whether they're a goodie or a baddie, or they're a catalyst and a trigger for somebody for something. If there'd be nothing to watch, would there? There'd be nothing to do if the lead protagonist got everything that they wanted in the first 5 minutes. How boring would that be?
Right. It perpetuates the story.
Yeah. So that went on a little bit of a little bit, but
I like I love that you told the story. It's so, because everything is correct. You also see like a lot of other versions of this same concept, and it's coming up so much right now because it's supposed to be talked about. When we're meant to talk about something, it comes forward, and there's been a few comments, by the way, that have said that they had this exact same experience with like angry people or people causing irritation. Like all of a sudden somebody has been spending a lot of time in the RV next door to us that is like a whole thing that constantly is shouting, shut up. And
oh, wow.
Those to me, we don't, in this house, if she heard that through the door, she'd be like, what? That's the S word. We don't. I'd rather say shit than that. You know what I mean? Because there's so much about that. I've never told my child to be quiet. No. And I'm not going to. You know what I mean?
No.
And so that for me, like, I didn't actually realize how deeply embedded that need to come up, because that's important. Being able to speak and to be able to say no. No, I find to be one of the most loving words that we have in our vocabulary.
Absolutely. And the boundary, the boundary. I did a video about this recently because I know that I had codependent patterns of behavior, that learned behavior from childhood. With my mum, I didn't realize, I think I spoke about this last time, I didn't realize until another circumstance in my life, but I started to learn and go, oh, okay, that's what that is, that's why that behavior happened, and so then you go down another route and start, like you said, you start noticing, becoming aware of what that is, so then you can change it. Like I always say, you don't know, I mean, in this country at the moment, it hasn't stopped raining since the beginning of the year and
Mm,
before. But you don't know you've got a leak until it rains, right?
right.
And
Right.
I think it's also really interesting. Just I've gone off thingy a little, off key a little bit, because water is emotion, isn't it?
Yeah.
And what's everybody doing at the moment? We've got this outpouring of emotion everywhere, you know, whether it's chaotic, whether it's anger, whether it's, and we've said before about it being grief, you know, this grieving process, this cleansing. What does water do? Cleansing. So as much as we want some sun and for the rain to stop, at the moment it seems like this collective purge and cleanse and
Yeah.
grief that is needed and necessary, along with those anything that needs to go is going to be triggered. The trigger is where the diamond is, isn't it? You know, that's where the gift is in the trigger, even
Yeah.
if it feels blooming awful. You know,
Right.
that's something that we don't need to hold on to anymore, and we've learned what we can, you know, whether it's practicing a tool, bringing back to love, or even just coming back to the breath,
Yeah.
you know. And thank you, seeing it, nurturing ourselves, giving ourselves whatever it is that we need in that moment. There's the opportunity for all of that now. And
Mhm.
it's intense, but we're doing it, aren't
Yeah.
we?
Yeah. One breath at a time. And that's what all you need to do. You
Yeah.
don't need to do it. Like
Mm.
a lot of us will see let's look at it like maybe it's a large, massive backyard with grass, right? And in order to cut that grass, it's just so overwhelming. So you'll only have a pair of scissors. Well, it's one blade of grass at a time.
Yeah.
And it's only the parts that are in your way right now, or
Mm.
are interfering with the flow of what you're meant to do. And everyone wants to know what that is. What are they meant to do? And all I can say is this is a blanket for everybody. This is true for everyone. If it doesn't bring you peace, joy, or love, then it's not in alignment. Or perhaps sometimes that has to do as well with, the path toward that thing or away from the thing
Mm.
that's out of alignment. But
Mm.
if it feels wrong in your body, then there's something not correct about that, right?
Exactly. It's the dissonance, isn't it, rather than the resonance and the flow.
Right.
That's what I was going to
And
say about boundaries. That's why I went the other way for a minute. But I didn't like the word boundary, because to me that felt like I was like needing to protect myself, and I don't want to feel like I need to protect myself. However, what I've learned or changed, and I think I heard this, I might have heard it from someone, or I'm not sure. I'm not sure these days whether I've heard it or whether it's just there.
yeah,
um, um, that rather than have it as boundaries in that way, I will say I'm making a choice for myself.
oh, I like that.
That behavior is not acceptable for me, or that's not aligned for me right now. And
Yeah,
it's the same thing, essentially. It just takes the language away, which I find, you know, we need the language to conceptualize what's, you know, to have some understanding of what we're moving through.
yeah,
But for me, in my mind, taking the boundary, yes, firm, healthy boundaries, important. But that for me, the opportunity was presented for me where I've done, you know, spent years being absolutely crap and not having any, and
yeah.
being a people pleaser and having these codependent patterns of behavior and putting everybody's needs before my own. Like you said, not being able to say no in a healthy way. You know, no is a sentence, isn't
It is.
it?
And it's the
Yeah.
most loving thing we can say when it comes to speaking for ourselves. I agree
Mm.
with you 100%. I'm the same. I think most of us came from this world because that's who we are as these
Yeah.
souls who came to be part of these waves that we are. We
Yeah.
are servants
Yeah.
first and foremost. Like, and that doesn't mean we've come here to be slaves to others. We just, because that was our foundational coding, when we've forgotten how that's done, rather than to people please, rather
Yeah.
than to be the one that's always like doing for everybody else and giving and being like, it's about this energy that we're doing right now,
Mm.
as in this conversation, we're transmuting stuff for people. Like,
Mm.
I
And
don't
it's
know.
reciprocal
Yeah,
rather than draining each other and having that vampiric energy. We're flowing and moving with each other
yeah,
and clicking things into place for each other, like you said, transmuting and sharing with each other. And it's a reciprocal energy rather than this parasitic energy that has been draining and, expectant. And then we've been born into that of, oh, okay, this is what's, this, oh, we want to serve and we want to do for and still do.
yeah,
But there's a shift, isn't there, that happens where you realize that there are people who will take and take and take and take
yeah,
and drain and draw, and that's where the no, because actually we need to fill our own cup up first,
yeah, yeah. You can't
and
feed
then
from an
it's
empty cup,
reciprocity.
right? You can't fill from an empty cup. And when you were talking, I was getting the visual I see when we have these types of conversations, like I'm having with you right now. Sometimes
Yeah.
it's a larger group, and it's so much fun to watch. Everyone shows up and empties out their pockets, like
Yeah.
after your venture out in the day, kind of thing. Everybody empties out their pockets and they're like, look at this, look at this, look at this, and everyone gets all excited. Now there's this
Yeah.
big pile of awesomeness, and then
Yeah.
everybody in the circle of conversation can draw from it. But like you said, it's not like that vampiric. It's not like taking. It's giving and taking. And
Mm,
it's
mm.
just so much. That's Reiki, the Reiki. I don't even know how you're supposed to pronounce that. I spent so many of my years just reading it. How do you pronounce that?
Yeah. I say Reiki.
Reiki.
Oh,
See, I
you
used to
said
say
it,
it that way,
Reiki.
and I was told that was wrong. And then
Oh,
after I heard
really?
that, it's just stuck in my head. Some people say Reiki,
Yeah, yeah.
like it's just. I think it's accent regional, but everyone thinks it.
Yeah, maybe.
But you're
I
you're
think it's the
really,
intention behind it.
yeah, yeah. I like that. I like blending words. My daughter does that. She takes a
Yeah,
one word and another word and puts them together, and they become like her manifestary world is. She's joined what the word is for imagination or imaginary, and combined it with manifestation. And she said because
yeah,
that's what we're actually doing.
yeah. What's the
Yeah.
what's the word?
Manifestary.
Manifestary. Oh, that's so
Yeah.
good. Oh, and that's like mastery.
Yeah.
That's because that's something else that came up today. I was thinking, we're at the point now. Those of us have been on this journey and having this sort of understanding and awareness shift and awakening. That we're having the opportunity again to be in mastery and make the different choices, like this circumstance that happened with me this week. Like I say, there's not anybody close to me that might that go, oh, give me a little test or whatever, or give me the opportunity to see if I've really learned the lesson this time, or and again, it's probably it will be a reciprocal experience, because the person who's creating the trigger for me is also being
Yeah.
upgraded, or awakened, or having a different awareness shift in that reciprocal moment as well.
Yeah.
A lovely person, but the circumstance brought up something, showed me something that in me that went, oh, there's a bit
Yeah.
of anger there that needs to come out. But it was a point of mastery, because and an opportunity to go to very quickly, because that's the other thing. I was talking to a friend about this today, how there's no wrong choice, just like in the solitaire board.
Yeah.
There's no wrong choice. You just do again. You can go in move a different marble in a different direction or whatever. You'll forget what you did last time, unless you've got a really photographic memory or whatever.
Right. Right.
Um, But there's an opportunity to do something in a different way, and with practice, I'm sure with the solitaire game, if I did that over and over again and then found the path to getting the single marble, I would, and did it often enough, I would start to remember, I would start to become a master of that. And I feel like that's the opportunity that we're coming into now, is winding up those cycles. We've had the 9 year, we're just coming into the one, aren't we? And there's this big shift that's of newness from the 17th. Yeah,
Yeah, the
17th, isn't
7th.
it? And then
Hey,
March is a biggie as well, isn't it?
yeah, it's funny you said that because I was just telling you it's 3:33 p.m. on my calendar
Ah,
and my clock. And then
yay.
because the big crescendo of March, there's people call, they have a couple of different points to point at, but um, I wanted to highlight March 3rd because when you said that, because there's so much happening. So what's really crazy about this is there's two calendars, right?
Yeah.
Well, there's at
Yeah.
least two calendars for the reckoning of the Chinese calendar. Okay, like
Mm-hmm.
we have. I think we're on our fourth calendar, at least that we know of. The Gregorian calendar that we're using. Anyhow,
Yeah.
before the Chinese New Year would be celebrated on the new moon, or the full moon, excuse me, which would have
Mm.
been the 3/3 portal,
Mm.
which is the total lunar eclipse day,
Yeah.
and a bunch of other stuff. And then if you go back to your original statement of February 17th, which is just on Tuesday for um that's, or it's the 18th if you're in the southern hemisphere. That's
Oh,
another eclipse. And
yeah.
it's also the day that they now count the Chinese New Year to be, on that
Right.
new moon, which I always thought this
Mm.
new moon being a new year made no sense. The way that the
Yeah.
the Eastern philosophy follows their stuff anyway.
Yeah. 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 But it's
Yeah.
big, and we just had our bottoms kicked by Three Eye Atlas and all of that, didn't we? As well, like you said, the
Mhm.
portal.
Right.
Um, you can feel it, even if it's in the chaos.
Yeah.
Everything's being shaken. It's like it's shaken to awaken, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's we're getting the silt off the bottom of the fish tank, and it's I know Pam Gregory said something. I always love that as well, with the metaphor thing of you want this brand spanking new kitchen, and but before you have your brand spanking new kitchen, you've got to rip all of the old kitchen out, and then you might find
Right.
that the electrics have gone, and that it needs a damp course, and the foundations are shoddy. So everything's got to come out, and then you've got to see what's underneath before
Right.
the brand spanking new can even, the foundations of that can go in.
Right.
But it's there, the vision's there, we know it's already there, and it's going to be blooming lovely.
Yeah.
we just got to sort the electrics out, and maybe a bit of flooring and all of that first. Firm
Right.
foundations.
100%. That's what we're doing. And that's why the purging's happening. That's why we're having these
Yeah.
bursts of anger. That's why we're having,
Mm.
these weird, like some of these symptoms, most of them to me, they feel like they're coming from an ancient place. Like
Yeah.
the anger we're feeling, for instance, feels far older than ourselves, of course, but even
Yeah, I
farther than,
agree.
right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
as well as this other, like I'm going to grab this comment real quick for those listening. There's a lot of body
Border pain.
stuff going on right now. Uh, she says, "Is there any explanation for shoulder pain in these energies? My right shoulder / arm feels so inflated every time I think it's gone. It comes back. Is there a reason in these energies? Yeah, for sure. And to talk about that just a little bit, that's actually really cool too, because you kind of segued
Right.
something I was going to do, is that we have a lot of, so I was talking with Kaz before we started, and I thought maybe we could do a little bit of tapping today, and like for the flow of this energy, yes, the answer to your question, a lot of the energy is kind of getting stuck in our bodies. That's also why so many of us are noticing the Buddha belly returning. that we're meant to, it's more efficient to move plasma through your physical form when you have a higher quantity of water in your body. And so our bodies were preparing for that. That's why some of us are like, man, how many more extra pounds can this body hold? And some are
Yeah.
like, wow, it's the belly or whatever,
And
right?
it's not fat. It's not fat, is it? It's water retention. And again, that goes back to water, emotion, light, and the light that's coming in. They work together, don't they? The symbiosis of the water flow with the body, the light integration, all of that.
Yeah.
We need that in our vessel to be able to hold and transmute or purge what needs to go.
Right. And it also goes back to what you said a moment ago about, you mentioned 3i Atlas. 3i Atlas is still interacting with us. In fact, from what I understand, we're back in the path of 3i Atlas again. So that's why we're getting so many like shooting stars and stuff. It's actually debris that was left behind by 3i Atlas in its way through. And this is what I got the most from that, though. I just wanted to add this. They were showing me that they were bringing some of the original waters, the waters that are in this planet or on this planet in your bodies, your 70 to 75% water typically, is this water's been distorted in some way in order to kind of lower its frequency enough to make it not remember there's a reason, something to remember kind of thing.
It's structured water, isn't it?
That's right.
It's structured water. It's not water from your tap water. It's body water.
Yeah.
Structured water.
Exactly. And it's taken a few generations to get it to where it's at now. And what did one of the Swan also did this too. Swan came after 22,000 years of out of orbit. It came and rained on us. So is 3i Atlas. And what Spirit was telling me about this is
Swan, did you say? Swan?
Yeah.
Swan, did you say?
Swan.
Can you expand on that? Because I've not heard that before.
This was happening. Oh goodness. Okay, well, first of all, the reason they name things the way they like Atlas, there's a lot of different Atlas comets, and that's like the observatory place that's given credit for sighting it or something like that. I just want to explain that because you may look up the Swan comet and you'll see probably a more.
It was the Swan comet. It was a comet.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't add that part. Oh, I didn't understand the part.
No.
Okay.
I just that's one I haven't heard before.
It was around the time that 3i Atlas was happening. So this was like the middle to the end of July, maybe beginning of August, when people were really talking about it. It came into it lined up with a portal. I can't remember which portal it was. Anyway, it came and was only like within a couple of lunar distances from us. We measure it by the distance of the moon from our planet, right? And it was enough that it turns red. These monitoring systems will turn red if they're within 5 lunar distances, and it was red. So anyhow, this hasn't been.
I remember you talking about this before. Now
right.
I've clicked, Mila.
So consider this. 22,000 years ago, before the water was interfered with, this comet had the same water we had. He's agreeing, and so I love hearing him.
He is, yeah. I don't know what he's heard or seen.
It's cool because what happened here is we're getting the water back. I asked Spirit, or Spirit mentioned it. I don't think I even asked. They said 1 to a billion. So 1 drop of rain or water can impart remembering onto 1 billion drops. And as you go, it kind of fades, like it becomes more and more gray, but it still goes a distance. And then forgive me for saying this, when we contain this high frequency water, because we're choosing to align and do this is drawn into us, it's raining on us and stuff, that when we pass what we pass in the bathroom, depending on the density of it, it can travel quite far and through the water systems. I know. It's kind of gross, but like it's something we do. Yeah.
Oh dear.
Crazy thing, but the
I
way they
love
were,
it.
it's a good thing, and we're helping.
Yeah,
And we're
yeah.
also being given the opportunity to recall as well. And that's why we started this remembering in the way it's doing.
Mm,
And now they're saying, guess what? We're going to have a comet that's going to slam straight into the sun on the 4 portal.
right.
It's the first comet
Yeah,
noticed this year. That's why it's called A1.
yeah, yeah. Wow.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
but
It's all happening. It's all happening up there as well, isn't it? You sort of all of the alignments.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, amazing. Can I just speak to, because I again I did this last time and picked up my cards. Today thought about picking up this book, and it's called, I think I don't know if I've mentioned it before, but I just want to speak to, is it Aina?
Yeah.
Who's saying about her shoulder.
Yeah, I actually don't
Um
know how to pronounce her name. That's why I did it. I didn't slaughter it.
I think, forgive me if that's not quite right. And also, because I'm seeing the 369 as well, which is the numbers we were talking about. And as you guys were talking with Yolanda and Guardian the other day, this is one of the things that I made a note of. As you guys were talking about the eight and the infinity symbol and all of that,
Yeah.
Rose Matter came on and made a comment, and there was something about, as you guys were talking about that, the number synchronicities on that day were bonkers. I think it was only yesterday, was it?
Yeah, day before yesterday.
Yeah, day before yesterday. And yeah, so Rose Matter is 4. Oh, that's right. Rose Matter was 4-4, and she commented as you were talking about the 8. So that was another 8. So it was all these numbers. I was sat there because I wasn't able to comment because I had you on my TV, and I just come upon it. So I was just watching, and yeah, and then we're seeing all of these number synchronicities, because you were also talking about which goes into Aina, if that's right. My house number is
I know.
369. Well, I was going to say that, excuse me, which is the Tesla frequency, which
Okay,
is,
I gotta tell you, you said 369 when we were on 36 minutes, and there was a 9 in there. I don't know. And then, yeah, before we first
yeah,
had it, we had 36 people in the audience. Now we got 45. But like, it's really,
yeah,
anyway, go on.
yeah.
I just seeing it
It
too.
is this is the thing, isn't
It's
it? When you start.
345 right now.
There's a guy that I've seen on TikTok, and he does like a pastiche of card readings, like tarot card readings, and he's a little bit rude and crass with some of the things that he says, but it's quite funny. But he takes the mickey out of things like that, and he goes, it's 1:44 on the timestamp. And he sort of he's taking the mickey and sending it up a little bit, but it really makes me giggle, because I'm like,
Yeah,
this is literally what we all do,
yeah, yeah.
isn't it? Oh my God, there's number synchronicities. It's really funny. So I'll just show you this book for a minute, and
Okay.
if anybody's interested, because it might be helpful with people's symptoms, and it's another tool that can be used for that purpose. So it's called The Complete Dictionary of Ailments and Diseases. And it's the most comprehensive dictionary dealing with the conflicted thoughts, feelings, and emotions at the root of all illness. And it's a little bit, what's her name? The lady that healed herself and wrote books. It'll come to me in a minute. Anyway, it's a bit of an expanded version of that. You basically got, like, this is the book.
Okay.
So, and you've got all of these pages. Now, people will probably get, if you like to find out things, if you're a bit more informational.
What's it called? The Complete Dictionary to, it's backwards. So ailments and diseases. What's the
Yeah.
name of the author?
I think you say it Jacques Martel.
Okay. Thank you.
Jacques Martel. So, yeah, so, but basically you can use it as a healing tool. So I was going to look up shoulder for a second. So you can look up if you've got any, so I've just flicked through a page, and it's got sclerosis. So
Mm.
it's got all different ailments and diseases in this book. But you can use it as a tool, and you read the section monosyllabically, which ties into, so it's a form of a meditation practice, really, I feel. Oh, everyone's going to start talking about their
Yeah.
bits and bobs now. I'll have a look in it in a minute.
I'm
But
definitely feeling the same symptom. My right ear, specifically, the past
yeah,
little bit, it's been something for sure.
if I look at shoulder, because I use this with it if I'm doing when I'm doing tapping and hypno healing as well, because we can quite often tie it in. If I speak to someone and they've been having a problem with something, you can read it from this, and they go, oh my god, you know. I can do it that intuitively, but sometimes to see it written or to have it read from a book just gives it a little bit more backbone. People
Yeah,
are like, how, you know, it's not
yeah,
just me saying it,
yeah,
because you know, I might know something. So
yeah.
hang on a minute, bear with me.
While
Maybe
you're
you can speak to the ear thing while I'm
Yeah, I was gonna mention
looking for the
something about
shoulder.
this while you're looking this up, is that, there's a lot of different schools of thought that have been maybe different puzzles, pieces of the puzzle that have come up over the millennia, or eons rather, um, is millennia, uh, is that we can find out what the underlying emotion body is to areas of our body,
Uh-huh.
because that's what Dolores Cannon really did. She discovered,
Yeah.
I mean, there was all this oversoul
Louise
cool stuff
Hay.
too. Louise
Sorry,
Hay.
Louise Hay.
Oh, wait,
Louise Hay.
I do know this name.
So Dolores Cannon and Louise Hay are similar
That's
ilk.
right.
So
That's
Louise
right.
Hay was You Can Heal Your Life.
Hey, she has it up
There you
right
go.
here. Yeah, that's funny. She actually
Yeah.
commented this before
Yeah,
I
yeah.
said that
There you
too.
go.
Um,
Yeah.
and that's the idea here, is that, so the channel, or the regression, what's really being asked here is, what is the underlying unresolved emotion that is causing the physical
Mhm.
one, rather than
Mhm.
the other way around. And
Mhm.
if we can understand the underlying, so for instance, people who are noticing gallbladder stuff, there's usually a severing of a relationship happening, some type of, often connected to like divorce, breaking up with a spouse
Yeah.
or a loved
Yeah.
one, but that's not always just it. Like, there's other parts, but it's really cool because all you got to do is go on the internet, any search engine, and write what emotion is connected to, and fill in the blank.
Mhm. Yeah.
There's a lot of people who are talking about liver for the longest time. What are we
Mm.
purging right now? We no longer
Mhm.
have the need to digest and process fear and anger like we once did.
Yeah.
And so it's time to purge all of that. Most
Yeah.
people who are having liver stuff didn't know how to be angry, didn't know how to let anger out. I mean,
Mm.
they would just go to sleep and
Yeah.
disassociate and things like
Yeah.
that. Right.
Yeah.
And so if you can see, it's telling you something. Your body's saying,
Mhm.
ouch, please help me.
Yeah. And that goes back to the water, and the water holds memory,
Yeah.
the purge and the cleanse, and also bring everything back to the emotions being at the root cause. That's sort of what I help people to do when I'm working with them.
Yeah.
Um, and help them intuitively feel it for themselves, because usually when we're talking to someone, especially I do this in hypnosis more, but and well, both, because they're both in a talking healing modality in a way. But if you're talking to someone and saying, oh well, there might be a connection with, have you experienced anything like that, or da, 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 and straight away they will have something in their mind. It's just that they don't always trust it.
Yeah.
We've been taught not to trust it. So I'm just looking at this. You just put the link on. You
I'm
put it to.
fixing
You've done the
it.
Adosa, and yeah. Anyway, yes, we've just not been taught to tune into our intuition, to tune into our own body and understand what we're experiencing. and that our body is giving us signals and messages all the time. So I found this shoulder thing. It's quite long, so I won't read all of it, but we can maybe put the name of the book in the comments or anything. And again, I would encourage you to you can do it by sending love into that place, you know, and or just paying attention to that place. We can do tapping for that, for whatever the physical symptom is, but also just to acknowledge that what's happening and allow it to move, and maybe just intuitively tune into your body yourself and ask, what is this emotionally connected to? And you can do the looking up, even if you want to check that you're right, you know. So anyway, so it says, shoulders in general, the shoulders represent my capacity to bear a load. My shoulders carry my joys, my sorrows, my responsibilities, and my insecurities. They refer to the burdens of my actions or of those I wish to undertake. As any other person, I am not exempt from carrying a burden. If I make myself responsible for the happiness and well-being of others, I then increase the weight I carry and my shoulders will hurt. I feel that I have too much to do and I am never able to get everything done. I may also have the impression that people are imposing things on me or preventing me from acting, either because of different opinions or they simply don't want to assist and support me in my projects. I feel blocked. I often have the impression I am being given slaps in the face and I can't stand it any longer. I feel powerless and I have the impression that I must ground arms. It is as though people wanted to shoot me. I see my life hazily and can no longer see all my good qualities. I also have sore shoulders when I experience great affective insecurity. Left shoulder or material insecurity, right shoulder. So left shoulder, material insecurity. So left and right is also feminine, masculine. So the person earlier said about right shoulder. So I would say, so from the book here, right shoulder, when you experience insecurity, right shoulder, material insecurity. So perhaps, and there is more. So there's different things with different injuries or things that can be experienced with that shoulder.
True.
Oh yes, she's there. You've got that one back. Yeah. So, and the energies, the connection with the energies to that is that we're all being affected by the energies one way or another. But some people, if their body's highly toxified, it's likely that they're going to become very poorly, very ill, very have dis-ease in their body, because it's so over toxified they're not able to process it. But these things, these tools and modalities, and our awareness that energies are affecting our human body, usually by the time you've have the symptom, it's because of some emotional discomfort that has happened. So some people will feel it physically, some people will experience it emotionally, and in your everyday life, just like I was saying about having that trigger, someone's triggering you, something's triggering the pain in your shoulder to make you pay attention to something that you need to pay attention to. Someone's triggering your anger to make you go, oh, I don't want to hold this anymore. I don't want to behave this way anymore. I need to have firmer boundaries. It's all coming to the point of mastery, of paying attention to the things and the opportunities that are in front of us just in our everyday life by being.
Yeah. And noticing the side, everybody looks at this a little bit differently, but how I understand the energy flow, the divine masculine side's the right side of the body, and the divine feminine is the left side of the body. And so if you don't have a resource where you can look these things up, or you're not sure what this means for you, this is another way to do it. You know, like you can, what does it mean? What is divine masculine? What's divine feminine? And just kind of consider those things. an association with what that area of the body means. There's also another school of thought called reflexology, and this is
Yes.
associated, right?
Yeah. And that's what they say. EFT is tapping, reflexology without the needles, because you're activating those acupressure points and helping the amygdala in the brain, where I did my whole thing, help that come back into calm,
Yeah.
equilibrium, balance. Can I just read this bit that I've just seen about the shoulders? So this, oh, excuse me, that's interesting.
Yeah. Third chakra.
Excuse me, a little throat chakra clearing. Clearing the body for expansion, right? Nice.
That's correct.
Yeah. Yes, Mary. Yeah. So there's all bits about different parts of the shoulder, but what happens with this book is it gives you, so the bit that you read it monosyllabically, and it is similar to what we do when we do tapping. You're acknowledging what's happening. So that whole read up is, oh, this might have happened and that might have happened. So we tie it in, we give it attention, we give it some love, and then we read slowly. I'm not going to read it like that, but I would really like to just share this bit with you. I also learned to allow the energy of my heart to circulate to my shoulders and into my arms, which will prevent rigidity and pain. For my shoulders represent action and also movement from design to matter. It is through them that my inner desires to express myself, to create and carry out, pass, for they originated in my heart. The emotional energy must reach into my arms and hands in order to carry out those desires. If I hold back from saying or doing things, if I coop myself up instead of plunging into life. Now, I just naturally went, as I'm reading that, I'm going bodily wise, I'm going, if I coop myself up and go like this.
Yeah.
So if we're feeling anything, any type of weight, and you know, even just in your posture, as I'm reading that and speaking to it, the energy of that is making me go, oh, like this. So in accepting that and noticing that, you can go, oh, it's like the taking off the backpack thing. I've done a video about that again. You can take off, take off the backpack, let yourself breathe, bring attention to what's happening with your body right now. If I wear masks to disguise my fears and apprehensions, my shoulders will tense and be more rigid. If it hurts, especially when I raise my arms, I have difficulty in being autonomous and flying with my own wings. So wings, all of these things we're learning to take off the backpack. We're learning to release anything that's kept us way down and rigid. And we want to create, we want to feel free, we want to spread our wings, don't we? So, oh, this is triggering all sorts of stuff going on here, isn't it?
Oh, dude. I'm having a conversation over here with my cards on accident.
Yeah.
When you said wings, I got swan popped up, and then I was looking for antelope, because antelope is the action card, and I just was like just speaking my talk words.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah, that's really fun.
So it says, I become aware of what is crushing me. I accept. So if you're listening and you want to, as I'm reading this, just breathe into your heart or perhaps into your shoulder as I'm reading, could be helpful. I accept that I am responsible for me, and I leave to others the task of looking after their own happiness. Comes back to the people pleasing. Yeah. I immediately stop trying to carry the world on my shoulders, and I learn to delegate. I also accept to learn how to live in the present instant, which enables me to lighten the burden I carry on my shoulders. I trust the universe that provides for my everyday needs.
Oh, I love that.
With love. There we go. Blessings and wonder. Because that actually, we could have written that with what we were just talking about.
Yeah.
Like you said, the cards said it, the energy said it.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
That's why we're doing what we're doing right now. It's about finding that true self within that's always been there. It's just we have layers that we're unpacking. Do you still
Mm.
have time to do it? What's it called? EPT, EF. I always mix.
EFT, emotional freedom technique. So again, that's, we want to be emotionally free and express ourselves exactly as we want to. Yeah, I
I
can
didn't
do
know
that.
that was what it stood for.
Yeah, emotional freedom technique. So there's
I
EFT,
won't forget it
or
now.
it's techniques. It's emotional freedom techniques. So there's different ones, but it's EFT tapping, we say.
Yeah.
Yeah. Each one, so the stuff that I do in my dance each day, so I've integrated it, some of it into dance routines. There's a lady called, oh, I'm forgetting people's names today. Anyway, it'll come to me again. She does a beautiful practice, which I don't think would fit on the screen if we do it here now, but it's beautiful. Donna Eden, energy medicine. That's another. That's what I base one of my dance practices on, and it's to a song called Freedom. And we do it every day at the end of every class. And if they thought I was bonkers, my groups, when I first started doing it, now if we don't do it, they're not happy. because you there's several different practices of these energy healing techniques that go really well into movement and music, and I put this in as well, and
Awesome.
they're giving themselves a cuddle.
Do they know what they're doing? I'm curious. Do they know what it's called?
I've gradually let them know what they're doing.
Cool.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
I
So
I do
like I
that
say,
kind of thing
we've
too.
gone from Caroline is bonkers to woohoo to
I'm so glad you said that.
then
I just wanna
teaching them.
reiterate what you said. Well, just this echo, because this is what most of the people in the audience are doing right now. We're having
Yeah,
these conversations with people who, spent their life savings to go see the Super Bowl, kind of stuff. And,
yeah.
you know, and I'm not using that as a dense marker. It's that, attention investment marker, you
Mm,
know, and,
yeah.
um and so these conversations are starting to be had, and you don't need to tell them what it's called exactly, and it's not
No.
manipulation either. And if you have a question about it, you can ask their higher self. You can feel, no
Yeah,
matter how new you are to this, you can feel if there's a no.
yeah, yeah. Definitely. And they've um that those, because I was gifted this opportunity to take over a community of people, basically, because the lady that was teaching before retired,
Mm,
or wanted to retire, and she wanted someone kind and who could do the work to
yeah.
take over this community, because it's a community of mainly over 50s, although the age is coming down slightly to over 40s now. I've taken over, um, but those that really weren't aligned with it and aligned with the way that I do things fell away.
Yeah.
And I say to them, a lot of these, they're a certain generation. There's a couple of generations actually within the age group that I teach and share this stuff with each day. So they've made choices for themselves based on their awareness in these times that we're having. And
Mm,
this goes back a little bit to what we were saying earlier about being the light in the darker places, or being that bridge person to
yeah.
to go, um, to whatever's next, and to maybe just help them have a little bit of a different perspective shift. And I'm not the only one. I'm not saying I'm the only one in their life that does that, is doing that for them. But for me, they're all similar age to my mum's not here on the earthly plane anymore. So, and it's like having a lot of um, aunties and mums and grandmothers, and but they all show up every day. I say they inspire me every day because they've lived a life, a lot of
Yeah.
these ladies, and they have not had very good boundaries, and they have cared for everyone in their lives and all of that, and we come together, and the something just magical happens every day. It really does. And I think the tapping, like I say, it's the coming together in community, which I think is a really important thing after the years that we've had just previous, and looking each other in the eye and having these conversations that, you know, we were made to feel uncomfortable and secular, and now we can come together in a space with music and, like you
Yeah.
said at the beginning, joy and dance. That does it anyway. The other stuff, I'm just sort of helping them release things that no longer serve,
Yeah. Yeah.
so that they can fill their cup up and then
Right.
go and be in their life. Because a lot, you know, there is a lot of symptoms that are happening. There's a lot of illness, and in particular, interestingly, with the husbands and males in their lives,
Yeah.
more so, a lot of them have back things, lower
Hmm.
back things, shoulder things,
Yeah.
the things that we were talking about. But yeah, they're amazing, you know, and they might not have a similar awareness in a lot of ways, but they've lived the human experience, and they're
Yeah.
still here, so they've got to be doing something right.
Right.
Yeah,
And you can't do something with somebody or for somebody unless they're already ready to get rid of that thing. They've already had some kind of consent.
yeah,
Like, they might not
on a
know how to
soul
put
level.
edge on it, right? Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no, sorry.
Just they might not know how to get edge on it or even what it is exactly. They just know it's something that they want to get rid of. They want to solve.
Yeah,
And that feeling of helplessness often perpetuates the experience.
mm,
And so when someone comes in and like lightens their load just by that one straw that broke the camel's back is interesting. That's some
yeah,
background.
yeah,
But
yeah,
you know, instead helping that one straw come off, then they can start to do themselves.
yeah,
That's all it
yeah.
is.
Mm.
Yeah.
And I don't force them to do anything they don't want to do. You know,
Right.
I'll say, oh, we're going to do this, and at the end of every class now, again, this was a gradual thing of you know, because you're talking about people who were in a lot of fear still also, and they're very, you know, like this, and didn't really want to look at anyone and all of that. They're engaging with each other. They're looking in each other's eyes. I make them have a giggle. We do a squatting thing where they stick their bottoms right out, and they're looking at their friend while they're doing it. And you know, next time you're on the loo, you can imagine your friend in front of you and sticking that bottom right out. But these movements also, they help release stuff, but they also help them. Well, they're giggling while they're doing it, which is
Yeah.
brilliant. And someone said more laughter here.
Yeah.
Encourage the laughter, and then we all have a cuddle at the end of the class, if you want to. If you
Awesome.
want, give your friends a cuddle. Go and give your friend a cuddle. And everyone now, if I don't give them a cuddle, they're like, they're like, come on,
What did I
bring
do?
it in. You know, so, and it's bringing that, it's the community feel, it's bringing people back together and this was another thing that I made a little note of the other day, because we were saying about love and fear.
Yeah.
And fear, I did a little meme about this at one point with one of my characters, and you know, they say false evidence appearing real. You saging.
Yeah, it wouldn't go out.
She's on fire. It's the fire horse, Mila. You're welcoming him in.
I love sage. I'm always burning this stuff. I get it both.
Me too. Me too. I've been in tears. A friend of mine was giggling because I've been in a state before where I'm crying. I'm crying my eyes out and going around the house going, saging everywhere.
It's a good
Go, be
idea,
gone
man.
with you.
I sage
Having
my
a good cry.
phone if someone's like, done something there, where we have some interaction that's like, you gotta clear that energy, like
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
saging stuff all the time.
yeah, yeah.
Y-
It's
You
nice
know,
as
and
well, though, isn't it?
that's what tapping does, is it's the same as sage, it's the same as smudging. It's the same as
Hmm.
sound bowls, it's the
Yeah,
same as bells,
yeah.
it's meditation. There's a lot of different ways that we can cleanse our form. And
Hmm.
The tapping one, I think, is more accessible to a greater audience.
Yeah, yeah. Shall I stop talking and we'll have a go?
If you
Do
would,
you,
I just don't want you to run out of time. I really want to do it, if that's okay.
yeah. Let's do it.
Okay.
Should we go with the anger,
That's a good
or should we
idea.
go
That's a good, and I'm also gonna
even?
make it so you're bigger than me.
Oh,
Oops, wrong way.
thanks.
If you don't mind, if that's okay with you.
That's okay with me. It's just that I can see myself really big now.
Oh, does that
But that's all right. That's okay.
how
That's
about
okay.
how about halfway?
Oh, that's pretty.
Okay.
I can look at you. Okay. Right. So if you just want to follow along then, so we have the chopping point, which is, and we use the 3 fingers on the side. There's no hard and fast rule. You can change language at any point. Just breathe into the space as I'm talking to you. Just breathe, feel the space that you're in. You can close your eyes. I will try and remember to tell you each tapping point as we come to it. And then just follow my voice, follow the sound of my voice. See, we're already releasing stuff. We're laughing. It's good. So we tap on this point first. Even though I feel so angry and frustrated. Let's do angry and frustrated. I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Now you can say this in your head or out loud. It's up to you in whatever space you're in. Breathe. Even though I feel so angry and frustrated right now, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. And breathing. Even though I feel so angry and frustrated right now, I deeply and completely love and accept myself, and I know that I'm okay. What I didn't do is ask you to rate your feeling of anger or whatever it is you're working with, frustration, from 0 to 10, just as a guide for yourself for the end. It's not mega important, but it's worth mentioning. Okay. So inside of the eye, and then you can use one hand or two, all of this anger and frustration. And then we go to the side of the eyebrow. This anger and frustration. Go under the eye, one hand or two, it's up to you. All of this anger and frustration is making me feel weighed down and uncomfortable in my body. Breathe. Under the nose, this anger and frustration that is making me feel tense and awkward. And the chin, this anger and frustration is weighing heavy on my heart. Breathe. Now we wanted the soft point under the collarbones. This anger and frustration is making my shoulders ache and weighing heavy on my heart. And then we go under the arm. You can do one on the bra line here or both. It's up to you. This anger and frustration making me feel heavy in my body. And then we come to the top of the head, make a little spider, go around. All this anger and frustration. Inside of the eye, let's go again. It's making me want to scream and shout. Side of the eye, you can use language, profanity, whatever you want. You're in your own space. So it's making me want to tell everybody to go away. This anger and frustration is making me want to shout and scream. We're tapping very hard now. Under the nose. This anger and frustration is making my body feel heavy, and I just want to tell everyone to go away. Chin, leave me alone. I don't want to feel this way anymore. Collarbones, this anger and frustration weighing heavy on my heart. But I'm breathing it out now. Under the arm, I'm ready to let this go. Top of the head, this anger and frustration is making my jaw tense, my back ache, and my shoulders heavy. Inside of the eye, we're going again. This anger and frustration. Inside of the eye. And the people that make me feel this way. Perhaps even bitter, resentful, because I don't want to feel like this anymore. But I'm allowing myself to be human. I'm allowing myself to feel this.
Under the eye?
Under the eye, yeah. Sorry. Under the nose. This anger and frustration has come up so that I can allow myself to feel it and release and let go. And the chin. I breathe in love into my heart. I release the bitterness, anger, resentment, and frustration. Collarbones. I allow myself to be in my humanness. Breathe under the arm. I allow myself to feel. Top of the head. I release any remaining anger, resentment, and bitterness from my body, mind, and heart. And then just come to the heart space for a moment. Close your eyes, breathe. And just see if that feels any better for a moment. We would normally, depending on what, if anything else has come up for you, allow that. You can do the same round. I won't do it over and over because we've got the gist. And hopefully you've got some relief from that so far. But then we go into the good bit. And what we want is for the number to come. If you're at, say, a 10 or an 8 even, we want the number to come as far down as we can, doing as many rounds as you need to, acknowledging what's coming up. And it might change as you go. Like I added the bitterness and resentment, maybe anxiety. You can add to that because then, and you want the number to be as far down as possible and for your own comfort. So it doesn't have to be 0 if you're happy at 2. Or if you need to do something, you're in a circumstance where you need.
That's Josh. He's teasing.
I love that. Yes. So breathing into the heart space and just see how that number has come down for you. And you make the practice your own. You use your own language. You do whatever you need to do for you. See if that feels better. And then we go into the good stuff. So we start affirming what we want to feel and what we're allowing ourselves to move through now. Okay, so we'll go back to the inside of the eye.
I don't mean to distract you.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's okay. Inside of the eye. So I am a magnificent being of light. Side of the eye. I breathe in light into my heart space. I breathe out any remaining anger, bitterness, and resentment. I breathe into my heart space under the eye. Breathe into my heart space. I am a magnificent being of light. Under the nose, I am valuable in every breath. Chin. I am free to be me. Collarbones. I am free to speak my truth and make choices and decisions for myself that are aligned with my highest good. Under the arm, I allow myself to feel good. And the top of the head, I breathe in the magnificence of all that I am. I am valuable. I am worthy. I am safe. I am loved. And all is well in my world. And then we're just going to bring you a big deep breath, come into your heart space, close the eyes and just breathe. If you want to, you can visualize your inner child or that part of yourself that might have been a little bit neglected. And just say, I love you. And you're going to say it 3 times. I love you. Release the jaw. One more. I love you. Big deep breath. And you can give yourself a big cuddle. Tap in on underneath the arms. Give yourself a big cuddle. Let it all go.
That was awesome.
Love the tatty hair. It's good, isn't it?
Wow.
You looked really beautiful to me then, Mira, as you were doing that. That when you closed your eyes, you just had a big smile on your face and a beautiful glow. Thank you.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
That was very, very noticeable in its healing. So thank you for doing that with us.
Good.
And it's interesting that the physical sensations that I had when we were doing it as a result of doing it was that, well, for one, I noticed immediately my sinuses opened up, like where I didn't realize they really felt closed. But I did notice that when we first started, my third eye was itchy all of a sudden when we first started to do the hand part.
Wow.
And then at the end or near the end, the space in between my shoulder blades became really itchy. Like I would usually, if it was something that wasn't that, I would have like waited till the show was over to like, like I was
Just do
I really
it.
noticed
Just do
it.
it. And isn't that interesting as well? Because we were just talking about shoulders and back and releasing any of that weight.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
And
thank you for the shoulder thing.
Yeah. Sorry, go on.
No, is it Aya? I don't know how to say her name, but
Aina
369. Yeah. We went down a whole shoulder journey there, but that was really good because a lot of us are experiencing similar, and that weight that we were saying, really good.
Yeah, a lot of people.
Thank you, everyone. Oh, lovely.
That was really, before we even got to the second round, where for anyone who missed that, like, or joining in late, I encourage you to rewind it and go to the part where we started, because first we were addressing what we're releasing, and then we brought in love and joy and kindness and self-love and all that stuff in to take the newly emptied seats basically in your energy space. Like, you have some of the people in the audience get up and walk out because they're not like helping everybody out. Now you have new seats to fill, and so that's what we did at the last one. Yeah. I could feel those. I just wanted to say, when we were doing that, I could feel immediately already, like I barely even had any of that anger come up. It was like all this love and joy, and I'm like, yeah, that's what I needed.
Oh, yay.
Yeah. So thank you.
Yeah. If I'd have just stopped talking about everything else beforehand.
Oh no, I love our conversation.
Oh yeah, it's been lovely. It's so lovely. And it just blows my mind every time. You can do it for such a short amount of time, and it just brings you back into that, some alignment of where you're at right now. That's why I love it so much. What's
Oh yeah.
happening right now? Don't worry about the stories and this, that, and the other. What am I actually feeling right now? And we can
Yeah.
do something about that then. And it's tangible and you can feel it. Might, you know, feel like you look a bit of a plonker, but this one, and the tapping under the arms, we do that. I do that as the monkeys with children. And how
Yeah.
amazing. So, you know, you're going to be a monkey, you know,
Right.
and whatever. And in some cases, you know, if they're not old enough yet to understand what they're doing, it's
Right.
still helping them come into the moment and be present.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's help, and it's joyful and it feels good,
Yeah.
rather, you know, excuse me. So it's really good for children as well.
It's
Excuse me, the
celebrate.
stuff that we won't. I'm releasing now. I've just a bit of wind.
That's
It's good.
yeah.
Confirmation book.
Yeah, gas leaving either any direction is always a really
Mm,
noticeable
yeah,
thing when you shifted energy, you know, like,
yeah.
really weird, interesting to observe that because, like, people who are, like, in recovery, early in recovery, you'll notice that their bellies will bloat in a way that is just and that's all that extra density got left behind, so now there's all this gas. It's
Mm,
the most fascinating I used to help people in this world, and, like, it was
yes,
just
yeah.
something that I would, like, really
Which I
notice
think
because
is so beautiful as well.
mm,
That did that. Sorry, I the lag has meant that I cut you off a little bit. Then
it's okay.
that did that give you a different perspective as well of yeah, what a beautiful thing to help people transition in that way.
Yeah, yeah, it was very
That's such a
rewarding
gift.
and so much fun. Like, I really
Yeah,
had a lot of fun,
yeah,
like,
yeah,
there was like, you won't get another group of people who are learning to live and learning to play for the first time, like, it feels like you're hanging out with a bunch of Peter Pans, and I love it,
yeah,
like,
yeah,
there's no reason for us to grow up. When we grow
yeah,
up, that's
yeah.
and forget to play. Some people have never learned to play.
No,
Like, when you ask them, tell that you guide them to sit, play, be enjoy,
yeah,
they
yeah,
don't know where to start,
mm, yeah,
and I found that doing things like you're talking about, dancing it out,
mm,
like trying to look silly, like,
yeah, yeah.
that is the first motion toward learning how to do something like that.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, so recently, so I have done amateur theatre all of my life as well. So not, you know, like shows. So most recently, I've been cast in the local in our local version of Shrek the musical.
No
But that's
way.
it's my inner child. That's my playful self. I love
Who are
that
you?
side of things. I am well, I thought I was a Russian witch. I thought I was a Russian witch. So I went in with a bit of an accent like this. But it turns out I was the completely wrong character. So I'm the Wicked Witch. So I'm one of the fairy tale characters, which is interesting that you said about the fairy.
Yeah.
I do get that a lot about the fairy thing, but she's a very colourful witch, but I've got to wear a big prosthetic nose.
Fun.
But interestingly, it's Shrek the musical, which is about being you as you are. And there's some lovely songs in it, and let your freak flag fly, you know, let your
I
freak
love
flag wave. And it's just so gorgeous. Like, the songs are just brilliant, and it's just about community and coming together, and you know, just be as you are, you
yeah.
know. And I'm just delighted. My oldest daughter, Ashley, she's actually playing Princess Fiona, so we get to do it together as well, which is really
Fun.
lovely. Yeah, yeah, so good, so fun. And I haven't done anything for a few years, but that again, that's my joy. That's what I just love it. It's you know, doing things like that. And I was gifted the dance to be able to do that for my work every day. And it is work and it is challenging sometimes, but there is also, I bring my joy to that. And it is a reciprocal energy as we all come together. It's really lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Much better than sitting in an office somewhere or whatever.
And what is that called? It's called play. A
Yeah.
play on the stage is called a play. You
Mm-hmm.
know, like I
Yeah.
could never, I was never that person. They tried to convince me to a couple different times, but I never was the person on the stage, except for
Yeah.
like 2 different occurrences that I just didn't enjoy. I just when I'm lying, I'm crying. Like it's weird.
Yeah.
I'm not like hoo, like tears just stream out of my eyes when I lie.
Yeah.
And so I would be on stage just with tears because I was pretending to be somebody
Oh,
else,
yeah, of
you know?
course.
So
Of
I
course.
could
Yeah.
never, but and I don't know, it's always how I've been when um, but I really liked the behind the scenes stuff. So there's a lot of theater
Yeah.
references and the way the spirit to me because of that too.
Yeah. Yeah. And
That's funny.
funnily enough, though, you know, I'm almost the opposite to that, because found it easier to be the someone else, and more difficult even when I first started doing videos and stuff. And even today, you know, there's times when you go into your mind.
Yeah.
Oh, that's we do. I can feel it as well, Maya. It's
Yeah.
beautiful energy, isn't it? Yeah, it's you know, being me, you know, makes you feel quite exposed, doesn't it? Being on camera and all of that, you know, we're having a chat and that's all we're doing. But when you start thinking about, oh yeah, but so and so might say it, oh so and so might say it, and da, 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 and you know, the mind chatter and all of
Yeah.
that, you know, it sort of goes into there. How ridiculous, when I'm quite happy to go prancing about on a stage with loads of people watching me live as a witch. Or in my class each day, you know, with 20 odd people in my class, and you know,
Right.
getting to prat about and be joyful and dance. And you know, it's so funny, the perception that we go into, isn't it? And then the mind going, oh wow, you don't want to be doing that, making a
Yeah.
fool of yourself right now. The ego, hey.
Yeah. Yeah. I definitely relate to that, at least in an earlier stage of my, I don't know, exposure. I've I've never most of my life I've been that person that's just like they always said that I don't have filters because I just don't really particularly care. Like I'm not going to do anything to cause harm for somebody, at least intentionally, but I'm also not that I don't edit myself,
I love
and
that.
like in an earlier stage of my life because I was quite I had a lot of I swore a lot. I swore like a sailor, man. And that had to change when I was in social work, because working in social work, that's really frowned on, but anyway, I don't know. I found that but earlier on, to talk about these topics, to talk about some of these things that I only talk to spirit about, or like close family members, some of these I grew up with brothers and sisters who would astral travel with us together. We'd meet up and do stuff, and then we'd compare notes. There was
Wow.
always somebody who got to be the one to tell the story so everybody else can be validated. Right? But like,
Yeah.
and then I wanted to share, and I wanted to join in the conversation in the chat. For at the time, it was Guardians Lives. I would join in his Monday night chat every single day. It was at noon for me, and
Oh,
I wanted to be able to talk and share with people. So I chose the name Higher Vibrations. That's where that came from. So I could
yeah.
be anonymous. And,
Oh,
now I can't remember why I cared. I think I was like, oh, they're going to think I'm crazy. And then, being a mom and all that stuff, but like,
it's the
I don't think,
judgment. It's
yeah,
the judgment, isn't it?
yeah,
That's the same. I'm similar with swearing and stuff like that. You know, I was actually thinking about that today.
yeah,
Because in the community that I'm in when I'm teaching, you know, I'm respectful of how I speak to people. But just as a, you know, if I'm, well, especially with the anger button being pushed, this is why I said use your own language when we do tapping, because go away, you know, could be put
yeah,
another way. And we've been monitored, haven't we, and censored on socials and stuff like that. You know, you can't say certain things when actually some of those words have been distorted as well, haven't they?
Oh yeah.
They've been used, you know, they're actually quite powerful to be able to express and say. It's quite often the intention behind it. But we've been taught that they're swear words, where actually some of them are actually quite powerful words.
Right. Another word that's assigned to it is curse. But you know what? If this offends you, put a mute up, because how powerful is to say fuck it all?
Yeah.
You know? Like, really, I really is. And when you say that, it's not like
Yeah.
choosing defeat. You're
No.
instead saying, no, I'm not going to
Mm-hmm.
participate. Like
Yeah.
there's a alternative version of a let it go. To fuck it all. I love it
Yeah.
from the
Yeah.
Frozen.
There's a book, isn't there? The Fuck It Theory.
Yeah, there you go.
Fuck it. Yeah.
Yeah,
There's an actual like method that's like
yeah,
exactly that. Exactly that.
yeah.
Yeah.
And allowing yourself to say that, you unburden yourself of quite a load, just like we did with
Mm.
tapping.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. They say if you if you stub your toe or something like that and you're in the moment, it's actually really powerful to swear. But if you think about it, you could say something that is actually like I can't think of a word, but carries strong emotions. It's so powerful. Yes, Julie.
Yeah, yeah.
My mum's called Julie. um, but it's the intention behind it. So I know words are spells and we're spell casting and all of that, but there is also the point of intention. So you could say something that in two different ways, the intention behind it. So you could say a swear word in a jovial way, and in that no judgment, no direction, no directing it at anyone, just
Yeah.
yeah, that's
Like
my
a
way of
Dr. Demento
expressing
kind of way.
fuck it. But then if it's the other thing is, then you can say anything, you this, you that,
Yeah.
which is the fingers pointing back at self, isn't it? You know, you can say anything like that, which is usually the swear words are derogatory because they're being used in a way of you are that. Well, no,
Yeah.
actually, look at the three fingers pointing back because
Yeah.
you are that. You
Yeah.
know, and because you can say things with different intonations, can't you, and different intentions, and it's the energetic frequency behind that is the thing that's the key.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. And that's a rabbit hole that we can go down just for a second. It's something,
Mm-hmm.
cultural thing, of the individuals I have spent the majority of my life with. Many of them are like First Nations people, indigenous to the Americas, and you'll see more than not that it's actually rude to point. People won't actually point, even if someone's saying, "Where is this thing?" and you're giving directions, they'll point
Yeah.
with their lips over there,
Oh wow.
over there, like just that's
Oh
how.
wow.
Yeah, it's just so you don't do it, and you also don't whistle at night. There's
Yeah.
certain things you don't do,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it's just really fascinating that you brought that up.
Yeah. Yeah. Because it is intention, isn't it? Because even the spell casting, there's some of the words, but if you're saying it, if you're spell casting with an intention to cause harm
Yeah,
or to
yeah,
judge another,
right.
that's outside of you. That's not a heart centered way, is it?
Yeah,
Where if you're just yourself
and it's
expressing yourself in a way, explaining something, and those words are there, you're not in, your intention isn't to do anything to anyone else, you're just expressing yourself in the way that you know and the way that you
yeah,
feel aligned to do.
right.
I love that. Chuck it in the fuck it bucket. I love
I
that.
like it.
Well, I was concerned about being saying things on YouTube and stuff sometimes because people have been taken down and what have you. And I'm not
Well,
bothered really anymore, but I don't want you to get taken down.
I I know there's been more times than I can count that I've been shadow banned and whatever. But like
Yeah.
I feel like um I don't feel any kind of way about it except for sometimes I'll even feel like, oh good, I'm going the right direction. I got somebody's nerve,
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I remember the first time I noticed, because I don't ever go back, I rarely go back and look at uh, conversations after I've done a show. It's like I'm done. Next conversation, you know what I mean?
Mm.
But
Yeah.
on occasion, I will happen to. And the first time I noticed the Wikipedia thing show up at the bottom of the screen, I was like, yes, because when we hit a hot topic thing enough that they, decide to put up that button for you, you're
Mhm.
saying something there,
Yeah. Yeah.
and that's not my goal. I'm not trying to find buttons to push, but
No.
I feel like there are certain things I won't say. I won't say specific words that I know are like now the AI computers are
Mm.
are designed to pick those out and turn them off,
Mm.
But
Mhm.
there's, you know,
That
I I feel like if we saying just regular words, if that's still the culture or the world that we're living in, then we have a little bit farther to go than it actually feels like. And
mm.
what I'm saying is, I know that this isn't going to affect this particular show. Saying
Yeah.
fuck a few times isn't going to ruin everything, but I got taken down.
But again,
We,
we've been made to feel like we can't do and say and be and express in the way we want to express, haven't we? You
yeah,
know?
yeah,
And we
exactly.
both had our Facebook accounts deleted, didn't we?
Yep, yep,
Back along.
yep. I've
But
been on
again, you see
Twitter a few
that we
times.
we then that's it, yeah, we then find other ways though, don't we? That I think that's again the opportunity, go back to what we were saying at the beginning, the opportunity in that, at the time it's like, oh my god, my business and my my connections and this, that and the other. Well, actually what has happened is I've found other ways and other connections and other ways to do things, and it's almost like fresh start. Needed to be a cull, that needed to be a cut. You need to be here now.
Yeah,
So, and again, getting used to that way of being,
yeah.
which is why I've got several YouTube accounts now, and this, that, and the other, and I don't know my arse from my elbow most of the time.
I wasn't actually sure which one to share, honestly, because I don't know which one. You have. I love your YouTube channels, and I lose track of which one's the right one. I think this is the right one.
I would say I might. What, I don't even know which one I'm on now. So no, I'm
Oh,
not on a dose of love so much, um,
okay.
because I was intending to put dancey things on there.
Mm,
But you can't because of the licensing and what have you. You can't have the music on there so much, so I can't really do that. So I've been sharing most of the stuff on Own Your Shit.
okay. And
So
will
yeah,
you
and
do me?
the Kaz Kelly one is it's still there, but the email address went with all of the rest of the stuff back along, so I don't get access to any emails that are connected with that now. And I can't get into the account to do anything to delete it. So
Right.
because the email account isn't even mine anymore, but you can't change it and I can't close it. Um, so
Yeah.
that's why there's so many. Yeah. But yeah, so the bulk of things that I'm doing at the moment, I did think about just setting up another another one, another Kaz Kelly one,
Yeah.
that's got all of the bits and bobs that I do, but it's so sporadic. Um, so yeah, I think I'll probably just end up leaving it on Own Your Shit for now.
I really like your
I'm,
name. That's really
that's
cool.
sort of what I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
Try own
I
my own shit first, and then help other people do the same.
We had a synchronicity happen just now in the conversation that
Oh yeah,
I have to point out
yeah,
before. Is
please.
that so we were talking about Facebook jail and all that stuff, and I
Yeah,
had the one that really surprised me. I was thinking I would mention it, and you said all these words that were exactly what this thing is. So I'm like, okay, I gotta share it. It was the most fascinating, just resharing kind of a meme thing, like one of those, did you know that there used to be a culture or a practice in a lot of cultures throughout the country or countries of the world. This one in particular, they were honing in on like um, around Pioneer Days is what they would call it, I guess. Anyway, it's a practice called telling the bees. Once something happened in the family or in the neighboring community, you would go tell the bees. You go to the beehives and you tell them the business. You tell them what happened, the birth, the death, the celebration of marriage, all these different things. You would go tell the bees. And until you told the bees, it was like it didn't really happen. Like it was kind of like a way of documenting and keeping the flow. Like there was a belief in some of these remarks that I read about saying that there was a belief these bees would alter the way that they produced honey to more align with the need of the individual, you, who are telling them what's happening in the world around you. Just like seeds, if you impart your own DNA on a seed, like putting the seeds in your mouth, like a lot of the indigenous farmers will do before planting them, it's telling the seed to grow what this body needs, you know, in the same concept. And when I was saying that, or thinking that, the part where I said telling the business, you said business. And then I thought to myself, maybe I won't mention the bees. And you said just be. And I'm
Oh,
like, okay, I got to tell you guys this story.
wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. And then, and the bees aren't supposed to be able to do what they do, are
Yeah.
they? You know,
Yeah. That's opening the heart chakra.
physically and all of that. Yeah.
You know that,
Open.
right?
Yeah. We're being.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Visually speaking, by the way, because you do what you do and I see what I see, and it's a partnering that maybe needs to be remarked on, is that when we did what we did, I could visually see both on myself and on you a shift on what's, so we got this thing that we pile up on our breastplate. And so you have a full plate and you need to get it off your chest. And
Mm.
so it all piles up right here. And when it piles up on the breastplate area, it's like little thin film, like a gray film, one after the other, makes it so you can't very easily see. Right here on the breastplate, you have like, they look like some of the symbols of like the chakras and meditation, like old Hindi kind of like characters and stuff, sacred geometry and things that swirl and move here. You also have them on
Mm.
your back, on your shoulder blades, your other plates. And
Mm.
so when we carry too much on our back, then we also have that same thing. Once we can fully, and I feel like this is, there probably are people who are doing it now. I'm not that person, but I'm working toward it. Um, is that as we clear these, you can start to see these colors better, the ones that are you. And also, you begin to vibrate in your heart center, vibrate like a bee does. A bumblebee, in particular, they are not technically scientifically possible to exist the way that they do, for them to have
Mm.
flight. And it's been discovered that they don't actually use their wings to fly. They use their wings to keep them from spinning. They're actually vibrating right here. And you can see it. You can capture it with these
Mm.
different cameras and stuff. They start to vibrate and they take flight. And before their wings really engage, you see like they're like, oh, just like when you pull out of the driveway, you're like, oh, let's line this up. Same concept. So the wings steer and keep them from spinning through the air as they move forward. But this is what causes flight, which tells
Wow.
us something. We
Yeah.
are capable of physical flight. I'm
Mm.
not telling y'all to practice to experiment. Please don't jump off of anything.
Well, the bees aren't jumping, are they? They're just reaching that frequency where their body naturally lifts.
Yeah.
So that's what we're doing, isn't it? We're shedding
Yeah.
the layers,
Yeah.
purging,
Exactly.
releasing, letting go, like you said, and then expanding that heart frequency so that
Yeah.
it will just happen someday.
Yeah.
We'll all be levitating somewhere with the
I have
wings.
happened. I have done that.
Have
I've
you?
been in
Have you
meditation.
actually?
It's been weird though. Like I've never seen it. It's
Wow.
it's where I'm coming back out of meditation, like deep trance meditation. You're coming back, and I feel my body then gently touch my chair, like I'm sitting down. I'm like, what? I was not
Wow.
sitting.
So cool.
Yeah, yeah.
So cool.
But I
There
couldn't
you
tell you how
go. See?
to do
Mila
it.
B.
Yeah.
Mila B. You are. You really are higher vibrations.
I know
Really
that point.
beautiful.
That's why I chose that name with a plural, because at first I was high, like the idea of higher vibration, but higher vibrations is inclusive. This is a community, and that
Beautiful.
was a representation of all of us. And so
Mm.
I love the chance to chat with people like you who are someone who holds such a higher vibration. And I appreciate what you've done for us today. Like anyone who missed, by the way, the earlier part of this, I don't remember. I think we were like an hour, a little over an hour into the
Maybe.
conversation. We started to do um, the EPT,
EFT.
feeling,
Emotional emotional freedom. Emotional
freedom.
freedom technique.
Okay.
EFT. Yeah. And
I
just
was,
thinking about that letters for a minute, because I didn't say it earlier. We were saying about fear, because you said about I said about making a note of this the other day, and you were saying about love and fear, and they say about what is it? Oh, um, false evidence appearing real
yeah,
is what they say, that the oh, I've forgotten the word that it is, but anyway, where the letters are the, say that
acronym.
again, acronym. Thank you.
Yeah.
But there was what, and it's like I was saying about making the meme earlier. Feel everything and rise.
Oh yeah, there you go. There you go. I like that. I was gonna say the one that
Which
I when you
ties
say it.
into exactly what you've just been saying.
Yeah,
Not
exactly.
necessarily for, we want to fear, we want to embrace it. We want love to embrace the fear, and
Yeah,
we want to feel it all, allow ourselves to feel it, release it, and rise.
yeah, right. I love that.
Mm.
Instead of having to operate in the flight or freeze.
Mm-hmm.
I remember
Yeah.
when I was working with I was all the people in recovery, they would also say it's face everything and recover,
Mm.
you know, and I like that because we do
Mm.
often we'll notice that fear has to do with what we're avoiding, ignoring, denying.
Yeah. And the shadow.
Mm,
That's again, that goes back to what we were saying earlier about those, what we would term as unsavory or ugly parts of ourselves, anger, bitterness, resentment. We don't want to feel those things necessarily, but we don't want to repress them either. We're human. We're supposed to feel everything,
yeah,
and if you take the labels off things, it's all just the energy moving through, isn't it?
yeah,
Emotion, energy in motion.
yeah,
So, but we're supposed to feel it. We're
right,
supposed to cry.
yeah. And we're supposed to go through and help the beaver break up the dams that have been placed in these blockage places so it can flow. That's
Mm-hmm.
it. That's it. There's nothing
Yeah.
wrong with you. You didn't do anything wrong. You don't feel bad about yourself.
No.
Just, clear it up,
Mm.
and
Yeah.
maybe next Tuesday you'll have to clear it again. I
Yeah.
know I brush my teeth more than once a week. You know what I mean? Like, it's a
Yeah.
concept, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's it. And it's those small things that once you start noticing those, you're like, oh yeah. And
Yeah.
that's the synchronicities of the simplicity of everything.
Ooh, I like that.
Ooh, I do too. I didn't even know.
Synchronicity of the simplicity. That's your new tag word, isn't it? The
Yeah.
synchronicity of the simplicity. Simplicity of the
Beautiful.
synchronicity. I can't remember it now.
Either way works, maybe.
Yeah. Well, for people who are wondering how to get a hold of you, this website's still correct, isn't it? Where did it go? Okay, I know I had it. Here
That
it
one
is.
is adoseoflove.com.
Okay. So this
Yeah.
is how to
Yeah.
get a hold of you. Do you offer sessions, like remote sessions, like on
Yeah.
Zoom or something?
Yeah. 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 EFT, hypno healing. I call it hypno healing because it's supporting people, because it's the hypnosis way. I'm not doing anything that we haven't agreed to doing, because we've all
Yeah.
been hypnotized and programmed, haven't we, one way or another. So I call it hypno healing because I'm supporting the body and the subconscious mind of the person that I'm working with, and I just relax them so that they can do the work.
Cool.
Or allow whatever needs to move. And then the EFT is the more tangible, and I can do both together. We could. It depends what people want. So yeah, I can do it online. Probably most of this community would live too far away to come and be in my little room, but yeah, definitely can work either one online. I've actually just recorded, because I'm going to be a grandma any minute, or a nana. I'm going to be a nana any minute
Yay.
now. She's holding on, but I've just recorded a hypnobirthing, which interestingly, this ties in with what we've been talking about physically, is and because I do a bit of this in my dance classes, and the fitness side of things as well, the physical side of things, is the connection between face and pelvis. So what the hypnobirthing, that when I was having a look, because I haven't done that before, I'm thinking, my friend said, "Oh, I think you're going to be a doula next." But oh, hi Mia. Yeah, so the connection between is basically everything's connected in the physical body. You can, and again, this is a whole other conversation that we can go down, which I won't start now, but basically the connection between relaxing the face, jaw. That's why I mentioned jaw earlier, because we, without even realizing it, we're quite often, especially if we're experiencing anger, we're holding it in the jaw, which then also connects to pelvis, lower back.
Yeah.
So paying attention to that. And interestingly, for a birthing, or in the later stages of pregnancy, any time during pregnancy, clearly the baby is taking up room in the pelvic area.
Yeah.
Excuse me. But the face, the face has got a direct correlation, the tongue, everything to I love that.
I love it too.
She wanted to share. Gorgeous simplicity. I love that. Yeah, so relaxing the face directly helps mother and child to relax in the pelvis.
Yeah.
Making the whole flow more easy. So I found that fascinating, and I knew it, but putting that together in that way, I was like, oh yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Of course, it's the same thing, but we've just not been taught that. It's all very clinical, and interestingly, she's wanting to have a water birth, so that's going to be lovely as well. So I've done her this session that's recorded, that she can start to listen to before, so that the body and the brain are already working together, and the baby are relaxing into a space ready for a nice flowing easy birth.
Cool. That's awesome.
Yeah, so it's nice, but the connection between it all, so we're all connected. Hey,
yeah, that's beautiful. There's so much to that if we were in an earlier part of the conversation, we could jump down a few rabbit holes about that, but
yeah.
I'm happy that you're here to show that there are other ways, and that this 100-year system has just been 100 years. We can undo all that stuff really easily. It's by choice what you're going to do with your life and time. And speaking of time, Mia, the reason that we're actually on now, we've been on for almost 2 hours now. we're going to get ready to close it, is because our lovely friend Kaz here is in the UK, and so it's actually quite late for her side of the planet, anyway. But
Yeah.
if you missed it, I wanted to say this because I'm betting there's going to be some people. Typically, I'll
It's
start at the minute.
111 here now.
Ooh.
Mm.
Um, Typically we would have started now, and that's, please go back and listen. About an hour ago, we were doing tapping. It was so cool, the emotional freedom technology. um is that right?
Emotional freedom technique.
Technique,
Techniques.
okay. Tech, I was there's so much that came through, but that
Tapping will
was
do.
really helpful. um And then just lastly, I wrote this note. I was supposed to say this a long time ago in the beginning of the conversation. You were saying something about the, we're realizing that we're teachers and we maybe didn't plan on being. And I'm paraphrasing. I don't remember the exact words, but
Mm.
I wrote this because the spirit said to say it, is the reluctant leaders are the leaders of today. And guess what, y'all? We're it. Whether or not we came here thinking that we were going to be the leaders, we're doing it. Now, leader doesn't mean that you're saying charge. The leader is doing you, being you, and feeling and letting the love flow into you, that you're deserving and worthy of that love. And when you let that love come in, then you too can exude that love out to others around you, whether it's on purpose or not. We do it naturally, right? And
Yeah.
so doing things like this tapping technique that Kaz guided us through to release the anger and frustration, you can change those words. You can change them to any words, right? You can say whatever it is that you're wanting to resolve in that moment that you're in, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And you can go back to any point. So we did it for anger, and we might not necessarily have all been sat here feeling angry, but you can go to any point on your timeline that you've experienced, and you should be able to tune into whatever level of anger. Generally, it's good to work from where you're at right now. But people were experiencing a shift, even though we weren't all sitting here mad at each other, because
Right.
we've all had the experience of feeling that and probably haven't been able to express it in the moment as we would have liked to. So, and another good thing with this to do is to, if you've got the time and you want to, you can actually write a list of things in your life or memories in your life that you experience and just work your way through them.
Yeah, there you go.
And use the practice. Anything that comes up, anything that you remember that you might be having difficulty with, which is why when I said about, if you want to picture your inner child, your child, it doesn't necessarily have to be inner child, although it's connected. You can picture a version of a younger you, and
Yeah.
you go and give that child the love and nurture, or that younger version of you the love and nurture in that circumstance that you've just tapped for, and give them a cuddle. You can go there. That's another thing that I help in sessions that quite often comes up intuitively without even, we
Yeah.
just end up doing it
Yeah.
usually.
And you don't even realize it.
Yeah,
Sorry.
that's it, because it's usually a wounded part, a wounded younger version of yourself that is holding on to this, which is why you've got the symptoms that you've got right now, even if it was only last week.
Right.
you know
And that's the thing. It's like some people call it soul fractals, and that's also a thing, but it's like soul fractalization or the
yeah,
severing. It's like an energetic residue that gets left behind in moments of trauma. And
yeah,
trauma
yeah,
is assigned as if someone accosted you. Trauma could be you stubbed your toe in a bad moment. Like
yeah.
it can be all kinds of stuff. And so
Hmm.
going, not to say you got to go find those moments when you stubbed your toe every time, but allowing yourself to explore them. And just as you
Mm,
said, when we embrace this version of ourselves throughout our life, sometimes
mm,
it's other lifetimes, then
mm.
it's like we reintegrate that individual, like we absorb them back into ourselves
Yeah,
in a
yeah,
non-creepy
yeah,
way.
yeah, yeah. Have you seen the show The OA? The OA.
Mm.
There's a show on Netflix. I would definitely recommend it. I love it. I've watched it recently for the second or third time, maybe even. They haven't quite finished it, and they've talked about bringing it back. For some reason, I think it was financial. It didn't quite get finished, but it errs on the side of that, the metaphysical and the different timelines and things. I love it. I love it.
Huh.
The OA, like
I
as
just
in the
looked it up.
letter OA.
Okay, yeah, I
Really,
see it.
really
So it
good.
has 2 seasons, starting in 2016. For
Yeah.
anyone wondering, that's really
Mm,
so just the letters, the O and the A, and
yeah.
yeah, I'll check it out.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh,
I
and again, I mean, this isn't mentioned in that, but there's lots of intonations of um, more. I
yeah,
don't want to spoil it. I don't want to spoil it for anyone.
there's so much coming out right now for the
Isn't there
world.
just? Isn't there? And you were saying about the bees as well, and
Yeah.
the different stories. The thing that came to mind that when we do hypnosis, there's a beautiful journey that you can go on where you go into your library of life and you take a book, and you pick the book. So the book is glowing, so it's whatever your experience needs you to look at and is ready to release. And you look at this book, and it'll have the story or that scenario of whatever it is in that book of something that you're ready to let go, and you take it over to this huge window in this library of whatever you picture, whatever your library is, your
Yeah.
library of life. And you start to rip out the pages of the book and throw them down to there's like a water, like a river or something, like outside, and you watch it floating away into the abyss. You just it floats away, and you just keep ripping and tearing these experiences, usually really good for trauma.
Hmm.
If there's been something particularly traumatic that's too difficult to process now, but is still affecting now. But yeah, can you tear it all out, and then you watch it disappear. Watch it disappear. It's leaving wherever it was held. And then you go back to the shelf, and if there's something else, the book will glow. If there's something else, so and I'm not doing anything. So if I'm working with someone and they're going on this journey, I
Hmm.
relax them and then take them into this library, and I'll say, is there another book? And they'll give me a nod or shake their head or whatever. Are we ready to go? And and then you're going to do the same with this book, and you take it over, and you just give them that time in that really relaxed state to be able to release whatever that is that's been held there and replaying and reprogramming
Yeah.
over and over again, and then watch it disappear. And then when they've done all of the letting go, you go to the book on the other side, and there's a one with blank pages, and you fill it with all of the good stuff, like you were saying
Hmm.
earlier about filling the vessel, filling the heart with the beautiful stuff.
Yeah.
So you then fill the new book to replace. So fill that space with all the
Good.
beautiful, magical.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
This is stuff we've done in meditation. That's why I'm looking at you the way I am. I'm
Yeah.
like, it's because it's a channeled meditation when I do meditations.
Yeah.
There's slight differences. Like, you can go to an apothecary of the soul, and you take whatever, clay jar comes to you. That's what your body requires or that you need. And lots of time you can read it and
Yeah.
find it in real life as well, but you can take it there
Yeah.
and it helps you.
Yeah.
And then they'll take us, you'll have a grand painting, and you'll take it to the river, and layer upon layer, like each version, like it's like a painting someone kept painting over and over. Each
Yeah.
layer of the story gets washed into the river. It's the same
Yeah.
river, I bet.
Yeah.
That's why I'm so
Yeah.
fascinated. I'm like, it's really cool how the same things are happening, but
Yeah.
spirit
Yeah.
tells us a little differently to help us understand or relate to it better.
Yeah. Well, what is the difference really between hypnosis and meditation?
Yeah, yeah, nothing.
There's
You're
not.
guided.
There not. Is there really? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. It's
The
crazy.
reason why, another reason why I changed the, because this ties into the words as well, changed it to hypno healing, is because I learned at one point when I went down an etymology rabbit hole
Yeah.
that therapy means the rape. So
Ooh.
because you're giving your power away to someone outside of you, and again, the programming and the mind therapy, that everything that we need is within. Like you just said, the meditation, we're guided. That's intuitive. That's source.
Yeah.
That's our direct connection.
Yeah.
A therapist is someone outside of us. That's how I
Yeah.
see it anyway.
Me
That's how
too.
I thought. It was like, oh, wow. And I don't say it too much because therapy is still, for
Useful.
those that don't understand that, it's very useful. It's very useful for people.
Mhm.
So that's why I've just changed the word, because, and the intention, like we were saying before, is my intention is to support,
Yeah.
while and help people to tune into their own intuition and their own guidance
Yeah.
and their own subconscious mind, not
Exactly.
take anything from them or force them to do something that they don't want to do.
Right. Right. To be empowered is
Yeah,
the difference is what your intention is, and allowing yourself
yeah,
to believe that you are powerful.
yeah,
And it takes time. It takes time.
yeah,
But
yeah.
for some of us,
And
takes a
sometimes,
little bit longer than others.
yeah, 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 of course, of course. And you just need a bit of someone holding your hand, or just walking beside you for a little while.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
that's it, isn't it? Or walking each other home, apparently.
Yeah. Oh, how beautiful is that? Well, thank you for walking us home today. We should probably
Oh,
close. I
yeah.
quite honestly I have to go to the bathroom. I've drank a lot of drinks since we've been sitting here.
I was going to say, after the tapping, I've noticed that I'm particularly thirsty now. So make sure that everyone that did
Yeah,
do that, and any time you do that, replenish with lots of water.
right. I went straight to my salt water, actually.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
noticed that I needed it.
Minerals
Yeah.
good. And I've actually
Mineral.
I heard about, I've got a cinnamon stick in my water.
Awesome.
Mm.
And then
I don't know if I don't,
it's
yeah.
cloves.
Clove, nice.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
kind of an experiment to see how long it takes to do it I usually try to do it in a glass bottle, but,
Yeah.
it is what it is.
I
Um,
was just about to say exactly the same thing. I've got it in a plastic bottle, and I usually like to have it in glass.
yeah, yeah, things are that's so funny. Well, thank you so
Thank you for
very much,
having me.
and congratulations on the new grandbaby, soon to come.
Yes.
That's
Oh,
awesome. I'm
I
really
can't.
excited for you.
It's. I can't believe that I've got adult children sometimes. Never mind, going to be a nana next time. So that's just mad.
Oh
But
my
thank
goodness.
you. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah,
A little
this will be
baby.
a fun chapter of your life. I'm excited for you.
Yeah, and I feel like she's sort of waiting for the alignments of, I don't know, just
Yeah.
there's a magic there. I sort of almost feel like I mean, this is right anyway with the heart connection, but I feel like she's going to do things within our lineage.
Oh, yeah. There's a lot. This is the
Mm,
second generation is what they're called.
mm, yeah,
They're the beta. They're the beta generation that are being born right now, starting last
yeah,
year. And
yeah.
yeah, the stuff that we're gonna see, it's
Mm-hmm.
gonna be ama in the meantime, for those of you who are, you know, tomorrow's the day of love, ET Awareness Day, and all that cool jazz, but then we have the conjunction of Saturn and Neptune on the day after that. Then we have President's Day, which is also acknowledged for a lot of other different reasons. And then immediately after that, there's the solar eclipse, the oh, look at the heart. I love that. Day of love.
Love everyone.
And that begins the year of the fire horse. And that's why this is something that this is a real something we're
Mm.
experiencing. And we're in the middle of a corridor already, and that starts a corridor because of that solar eclipse is met then on the 3rd of March on the 3-3 portal of a lunar eclipse. And so what I'm saying is, if you're feeling kind of funky in your body, I encourage you to come back to this video as often as you want. You don't have to have a limit on how often you tap, from what I understand. You can do it,
No,
right?
no,
Come
yeah,
back and let them resolve the energy that's building up in our body in celebration of this flow. It's a good thing that this is happening, you
yeah.
know?
And even if you're crying and you've got, you know, your snotty face or anything like that, give yourself a wipe and keep going.
Yeah.
It's really good. It's such a release. You'll yawn, you might cry, you might you feel other sensations in your body. All of it, allow it, and keep doing it. If it's making you feel better, if it's helping you to have that release, stay with it until you know, until you know. Just tune into your intuition. You'll know what's right for you.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank
Once
you.
again, I really appreciate you being here, and I look forward to our next conversation because I know you'll be back on at some point.
Yes, I hope so. I hope so. And loads of love. And thank you so much for holding beautiful space as always, Mila. I appreciate you so much. You
Thank
make my
you.
heart
You as
feel
well.
big. This bigger than this.
Oh, this was a cool show. Like the energy that we got, that we have here still now is just so
Yeah,
beautiful. Like,
it really
yeah,
is.
thank you.
It's palpable, isn't it? It's so beautiful. Thank you. Thank you all, everyone that's here as well. I can't see you or the comments or anything, but thank you all, because you know we're all creating it together. It's
Yeah,
beautiful.
100%.
Thank you.
Thank you. And I'll see you all again really soon. I go live 3 times a week, and so you'll see me if you could join us on Sunday. Sending you all so much love, and I'll talk to you soon. Blessings.
Bye. Bye.